G'day guys, how's it going? I'm Aaron Whitnell, this is ACWSport, and it's prediction time. Here's what I think the Week 2 results from the 2017-2018 Premier League season are going to be. Kicking off at the Liberty Stadium, the first game of the weekend, the 12:30 kickoff on Saturday, sees Swansea host Manchester United. Now last week I predicted Swansea to draw against Southampton, which they did, and I predicted Manchester United to beat West Ham, which they did, but in more emphatic style than I predicted. They were the best performers last weekend on the opening weekend of the season, and I reckon they're going to carry on the performances like they started. So I actually see Manchester United running out 2-0 winners at the Liberty Stadium. I think Swansea will put up a bit of a fight, but in the end United will be too strong and pick up their first away win of the season in their opening away game of the season. They had the best away record in the Premier League last season. And I don't really see that coming to an end this season. So I'm going Swansea 0, Manchester United 2, and I'm going to back Lukaku to score again this weekend because he was impressive on the opening weekend. Now on to Anfield. Now usually when Liverpool host Crystal Palace in the last couple of years, Palace have become a real bogey team. However, after seeing their performance last week, I'm not predicting that to happen. I'm going for a 2-0 Liverpool home win after their very good display in midweek. And I reckon, now they've got that first win of the season underway, I reckon they'll carry it on and it'll be a fairly comfortable afternoon at Anfield for Liverpool. So 2-0 to Liverpool for me against Crystal Palace. On to Leicester versus Brighton, and Leicester were incredibly unlucky to not come away with something at the Emirates. Brighton, they did pretty well against Manchester City, but in the end, they lost, which is what you'd expect. And I'm not expecting them to pull off anything too special here either. So I'm going for a 2-0 Leicester City home win. I know I'm all about the 2-0s today apparently, but I reckon Jamie Vardy will be back on the score sheet and Leicester will get their first win of the season after what was an impressive performance at the Emirates, but obviously an unlucky one last week. So 2-0 to Leicester. Southampton versus West Ham. I know it was a pretty woeful performance at Old Trafford from West Ham. Southampton, as I said, they drew with Swansea, so I predicted that and I didn't really see anything too more special coming from that game. Even though Southampton performed better than West Ham last weekend, I'm actually going to go for a West Ham away win. I'm going Southampton 1, West Ham 2. And I know that he didn't score last weekend, but I think Javier Hernandez could get his first goal for the club this weekend. So, Southampton 1, West Ham United 2 for me. Burnley versus West Brom. Burnley obviously produced the shock of the opening weekend last weekend by winning 3-2 at Stamford Bridge. West Brom obviously got a solid win against Bournemouth, and I reckon they'll share the spoils this weekend. I'm going for a 1-1 score at Turf Moor. Burnley 1, West Brom 1. Now on to Bournemouth, and even though they lost on the opening weekend to West Brom, Watford obviously drew at home in that thriller to Liverpool. I don't think Watford will win in their first away game of the season. I'm actually going to back Bournemouth to pick up their first win of the season. I'm going Bournemouth 2, Watford 1. And I'm going to say Jermaine Defoe to score on his, second home debut for Bournemouth. On to, the late kickoff between Stoke and Arsenal. Sorry, I was about to jump to Sunday then, but no. On to the late kickoff between Stoke and Arsenal. Now, I know Arsenal look good, but they did also look very leaky at the back. I know Stoke lost a fairly standard game at Goodison Park, but it was a close game, probably a bit unlucky to come away with a defeat. A draw may have been the fair result, especially because of that thrilling save from Jordan Pickford against Shaqiri in the dying moments. But I reckon that Stoke and Arsenal are actually going to share the points at the Britannia. I'm going for a 2-2 draw. But I do fancy Lacazette to score once again and Shaqiri to open his account for the season for Stoke. So Stoke 2, Arsenal 2 for me. On to Sunday finally. There we go. And we kick off Super Sunday with Newcastle's trip to Huddersfield. And Huddersfield looked exceptional when they played at Crystal Palace last week. And I reckon they're going to carry on the exceptional performances this weekend. I am backing Huddersfield for a home win in their first game at home in the Premier League. I'm going Huddersfield 2, Newcastle United 1. Now on to Wembley and Tottenham's first game of the Premier League season at Wembley Stadium. And they welcome the champions Chelsea, who were abysmal against Burnley last week, as we all know. And I'm not predicting things to get any better for Chelsea. I am backing Tottenham to win, despite their problems at Wembley last year. I'm going to predict Tottenham 3, Chelsea 1. Going fairly fairly bold there with my prediction. I reckon Harry Kane will open his account for the season, even though he's never scored in August before in the Premier League. But yeah, I'm backing Tottenham for that. And then on Monday night, I'm predicting a thriller between Manchester City and Everton. I actually reckon they're going to share the points. So I'm going Manchester City 2, Everton 2. I'm going to go with Gabriel Jesus to open up his account for the season for Manchester City. And I'm going to go for Wayne Rooney to score an away goal at the Etihad. What a way to get your first away return goal for Everton. So yeah, they're my predictions for week 2 of the 2017-2018 Premier League season. Do you agree with my predictions? Please comment below and let me know. And of course, please don't forget to drop me a subscribe. And I will see you after the weekend to review all of the Premier League action.